Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be telling you which approach to the Diamond Casino Heist is the best and how you can make the most money. So that's one of the coolest parts about the Diamond Casino Heist, but also one of the more complicated is which approach do you choose? Today we're going to be going over all three: silent and sneaky, the big con, and aggressive. I'll be telling you some of the differences and which one's the best for making money. So before we can really get started, of course, we need to know that every heist is going to be different. Like, for example, some people are going to choose to skip some of the preps and purchase them. Some people might choose to go for the lower end support crew members. Some might go for the higher end support crew members. At the very end, buyers for the casino loot, some people might choose the low end, the mid end, or the high end for the potential take. So there are a lot of different factors here, and because of that, we're going to strictly focus on the approaches themselves and the differences that Rockstar made. So let's start with how many prep missions are required for each one. We'll begin with the aggressive approach. The aggressive approach only has you doing 7 preps, which is the fewest of the 3. The one in the middle is the big con, which has 9 different preps. And silent and sneaky is by far the most intricate approach, with it having 10 prep missions. So it's going to take the most time in order to get started. Now, speaking of the 3 approaches, once you've decided to choose them, let's see what Rockstar has to say about them as far as which one they believe is the easiest and which one they believe is the hardest. Well, the casino heist has a series of bonuses. Money rewards that you get for doing special challenges. So these are the heist bonuses for the 3 approaches. The first one is smash and grab, which is to complete the aggressive approach. That'll get you $100,000 extra. Hidden in plain sight is the bonus for completing the big con. That'll get you $150,000 extra. And undetected is the bonus for completing the silent and sneaky approach, and that will get you $200,000. So just by going off of the bonuses, it's clear which ones Rockstar considers the hardest. The hardest would be silent and sneaky, the big con would be the one in the middle, and the aggressive approach is obviously the easiest. And I think the reason for that is no matter which approach you take, the aggressive approach is always the fallback. So if your plans fail, you can always shoot your way out. So now I want to talk about the approaches individually and how I think you should go about doing them. Because honestly, I do think it's worth it to do all of them at least once. If you're a perfectionist, there's a lot of other rewards that you can get. But for example, if you complete all 3 of the approaches, you get a bonus $300,000. That's kind of nice. And if you complete all the elite challenges for all 3 approaches, you get another $350,000. So there's a lot of rewards for completing all of them. So honestly, I would recommend you do each approach at least once. But let's talk about the individuals one now. Let's start with aggressive. So the aggressive approach, I would really only recommend doing if you want to get the original first-time bonus of $100,000, or if you need to do it to get all 3 of them for the extra bonuses. Because the aggressive approach, you're not going to get a whole lot of money here. And honestly, you can do the aggressive approach with randoms, people you really don't know, or someone you don't have communication with. It's really not all that required. And the reason for that is you're going in guns blazing and you're coming out guns blazing. And because of that, there's going to be a lot of people shooting at you, especially after you get the money from the vault or whatever item it is from the vault. The more shots you take, the less you're going to get at the very end. Even if you have like super upgraded vehicles, you've got the best gunmen, you're still going to take damage. And because of that, you're going to end up losing a good bit of your money here. So the aggressive approach is fun. It's action-packed. You don't really need a lot of communication for it, but you're going to end up losing a lot of your money along the way. The one in the middle is the big con, and I could say you could do this one pretty casually if you wanted to. Now, I was able to successfully complete the big con with just me and one of my friends. And you don't necessarily have to have awesome communication. We were communicating over like Discord, and we were using the PC chat in game, which is something you might have seen on the screen a couple of times. Like when we needed to swipe cards at the same time, we would do like a countdown 3, 2, 1 and swipe. So we were easily able to do that. And since we're friends, we kind of know what our plan was and what we were doing. So that's how I would go about the big con. I would definitely recommend doing it with friends. I would definitely recommend doing it with crew members, but you don't have to be like in constant communication with each other. The big con is essentially an easier version of the silent and sneaky approach. And now let's get into the silent and sneaky approach. If you want to complete this, doing it silently and sneakily, you're going to want to do this with the ultimate heist setup, where you have direct communication with the people you're talking to. You want to obviously know the people you're doing it with, make them be friends, crew members that you definitely trust, and you definitely want to have practice here. In fact, probably the first time you do silent and sneaky, it's probably not going to go all that well. But the more times you do it, the better you will get at it, and you need to have good communication here. It kind of reminds me of the Humane Labs raid from the original heist, the one where you had to like sneakily take out all those people. Like if you didn't have communication there, you were done for. And I think there was even a Doomsday heist one that functioned the same way. So just something to keep in mind right there. The silent and sneaky approach is definitely the hardest, because if one thing goes wrong, your cover is blown. So you need a ton of communication here. And honestly, that might be difficult if you're playing with randoms or people you might not know all that well. Now, again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, everyone's heist is going to be different, especially depending on what type of vault content you have. It could either be cash, artwork, or gold. And that amount, again, and whatever the vault content is going to alter the way you go about doing the heist itself. Like, for example, if you were to get gold, there's no laundering fee at the end, which is 10%. So that's actually quite significant. If you take $2 million, you don't have to give up, $200,000 at the very end of it, just for a laundering fee. So depending on what the vault content is, will change your approach a little bit. Also, the first time doing the heist, no matter what approach you take, is definitely going to be the most tedious, time-consuming, and the hardest. The reason for that is once you've established the access points and the point of interest, this does not have to be redone. So if you want to do a heist a second time, the only thing you have to do is figure out what's in the vault, which means all you have to do is go inside, get to the little like security camera portion, figure out what's in the vault, and then you can choose your approach. So definitely doing it the first time is the biggest pain. That's what's great about this heist is I think it's way easier to repeat than a lot of the other heists in the game. The original ones from 2015 and the Doomsday heist from 2017. So if I could only go about choosing one heist, which one would I do? I think I would honestly go with the big con. Now, silent and sneaky is definitely going to get you the most money if done correctly, but that's the problem. I almost feel too much pressure during the silent and sneaky approach, and it's definitely the hardest one to do. Now, I'm sure many of you guys that are watching this video are way better at me at GTA, and you'll be able to handle something like the silent and sneaky. I would definitely consider myself an average player, and for me, the big con is challenging enough. So that's the one that I personally would do if you want to balance having fun, enjoyment with your friends, and still making a lot of money. But if you're certainly up for a challenge, the silent and sneaky approach is probably the one for you. And then if you want to just goof around, have some fun, go into the casino guns blazing, obviously the aggressive approach is the one that you would probably want to do. And if you don't have any other friends on, or if you get a random invite from someone, the aggressive approach would be a good one to accept from them. But anyways, that right there is what I believe to be the best approach and all the variables of the different approaches to the Diamond Casino Heist. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Which heist approach do you think is the best, or that you've had the most fun with, or that you know can make the most money with? Silent and sneaky, the big con, or aggressive? And also, what is your favorite vault content that you've gotten to take out so far? Is it cold hard cash? Is it the artwork? Is it the gold? I've heard some people say they really like the artwork, and I haven't gotten that one yet. So that's why I'm replaying them a couple of times too, to see if I can get more outcomes like that. But anyways, let me know what your thoughts, opinions, and more are in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Diamond Casino Heist videos that I'm going to be doing here on my channel over the next couple of days and weeks. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.